800 likes. It's the end of the year, fellas. Just to make things clear to you before you enter the list, these first 15 are completely new on this channel, which means I have not featured them before. Which also means your dad is not straight. And I'm only doing that to avoid any problems with YouTube, because this cost me a lot last year. And here comes this time of the year again, the time where most pregnant women give birth, where wild animals start their hibernation, and men turn transgender. Let's begin with a very simple video, something everyone will understand, regardless of their IQ level. A guy was standing in the middle of his living room, which leads us to know that he has a house, which means he has money, which also means he is doing better than me financially. Lucky guy. So, what was he doing in there? I don't know. I wasn't in the room with him. But all I know is that he must have been standing for so long that he had to witness something paranormal. It's like the house got bored of him and started shaking things up. The legends say the man is still standing there to this day. The shocking thing about this video, it's that it has a sound, but the man was too calm that we could barely hear anything. From a straight-up calm man to an annoying red-headed woman. A lady with a suspicious haircut. In fact, it was so suspicious I thought she was a guy. So this lady was just standing in there, but unlike our guy, who was from the 2000s, this lady is from the 2010s. Very informative so far. So what the F was she doing there? She was using her phone, maybe cheating on her boyfriend. So before she sends her final text, he finds out. I mean, the cabinet door opens on its own. Very shocking, like you haven't seen this 65,935 times before. But here is a new one for you. She moves towards it, slowly to take a closer look, then the one behind it opens. Not scared yet? Maybe try to look at your ex's social media accounts, that may scare you. Anyways, her favorite mug was thrown to the floor, breaking her heart. And that's it. I can see this being a prank of some sort, but her reaction seems genuine to me. I haven't seen TV shows or movies before, so I don't know what acting looks like, so you have to excuse me here. You thought the last kitchen was clean. Then think again, cause I'm about to show you another kitchen. A guy was preparing himself a noodles meal, and so he made it successfully. He enjoyed his meal and had a very nice day, but he drank too much that night, so when he woke up the next day and decided to prepare himself the same meal again, he started hallucinating. Now I have no idea if he drank alcohol or diesel that night because he seems to be too lost. The man was talking to the air like he was talking to someone else, and I thought I was crazy for doing such a thing. But here is the interesting part. At last, I will get to the point. Remember the flip water bottle challenge? That went trend 6 or 7 years ago, back when you actually had some personality, before she dumbed you down. Whatever spirit was with him in the kitchen seems to have some skills with flipping objects. They just did a perfect knife throw.
Okay, so I will say I'm stupid for drinking. That knife fell out of that little fucking knife container thingy. No. 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 Is this all because, dude, this is getting dangerous, bro. You're gonna cut yourself. You need to be careful. Fucking no. Actually, oh, what the fuck just happened? Right in front of my fucking face. Shit. No. It's a regular old fucking knife container thingy. No, stop. I'm not even hungry anymore.
He said things were getting dangerous, which means he has dealt with different activities before this one, which also means I have to hurry up before the owner of the house reaches me. It's been a long time since I featured a video from Mindseed. It's like we were in a relationship and the sex wasn't good enough for me, so I decided to split and divorce. But today, after I felt sorry for myself, I'm about to reunite our relationship together. I have some emotional problems. The team of Mindseeds are about to investigate, so they haven't investigated yet. They are waiting for my permission. Of course they did. They investigated this abandoned factory. They enjoyed it and went back home. The end. But how would that be the end without some paranormal activity? It has to have some. Then let's talk about it. Well, here is the truth, son. Remember that night when you came up to me and told me, Dad, I felt like someone just raped me last night, but for some reason I couldn't do anything. It was like a dream. The truth is, I drugged you that day. I put the pill inside the cocktail I made you. Regardless, the truth is, there isn't too much activity on this one, and I have no idea what kind of factory it is. But they didn't provide enough information either, so we are playing a guessing game. First, we start with some whispers, with a shadow figure crossing 200 miles per hour on the wall. After that, the team will be playing a game with the ghost, because that's how the new generation does it. And in this section, we also get to see another shadow figure passing on the wall. This time he is breaking 220 miles per hour. And you thought we were done with shadows on the wall. Well, here is another one. This time it belongs to a woman. She was walking around 120 miles per hour. I feel like we are talking about a race here. Frank told them the battery should stay active for at least 8 hours. It turned out Frank was lying. Frank is the father. And we close the race with a door opening.
Did you hear that?
Yep. And my camera's flickering too. Are you seeing it?
Yeah, it's like about a knee high.
But it keeps like flickering, yeah. Something over here in that corner right
Yeah.
there. It seemed like there was a shadow of some sort in the corner of the room just playing with our eyes. It was kind of hard to tell because it was so dark in there, but our eyes were definitely picking up something moving in the corner of that room. And my camera's flickering too. Are you seeing it?
Yeah, it's like about a knee high.
But it keeps like flickering, yeah. Something over here in that corner right
Yeah.
there.
It was about maybe between knee and hip height. And it was like becoming more solid and then more transparent, and more solid and more transparent.
And what we do is we play a kind of a counting game. We get everybody to count 1 through 3, 4, 5, and we see if we can get the spirits to count back with us at 6. A lot of times we'll get a 6, sometimes we get 7, and we all know that spirits talk on frequency. So sometimes the spirits we may not hear the 6, but somebody may say 6, and we just hear the 7. So a lot of people we have caught that with a lot of groups.
You stop after 5. 1,
2,
3,
4.
5.
Oh, back wall. Oh, back wall.
What happened? What? Where?
Something just went shh.
Did it?
Right across that shape that looks kind of
Like a chair thing? If you're not comfortable.
What's up? Listen. Footsteps.
I heard it. We can hear you. Can you come closer to us? Ooh, it got cold. Feel that?
No.
No?
Still
I just
chilly,
got
though.
really cold. He said yes. Seems like you're trying to come through. Can you use a little bit more energy to pronounce words more clearly? There's a classroom upstairs where Frank actually had captured a woman walking by on one of the walls, and it was a shadow. A lot of people that see this footage try to recreate that shadow to see, okay, where would this person had to have been walking in order to cast a shadow on that particular wall. So Colton and I, we went in there and we tried to recreate that. All right, so this is the room that they actually captured a shadow figure passing by on this wall. If somebody walked out of here like this, the shadow would come out facing almost the same direction. You can clearly see in the video, nobody came out of here. It was only a shadow on the wall. And then it disappeared, came down here somewhere. What is that?
I don't know.
Did you?
You heard that?
Did you
I
leave?
left that door wide open. Nuh-uh.
I would like to have a conversation with this Frank dude. How did he lie about such a thing? Or was he tricked the day he bought these batteries? All these questions and more will be answered in the next season of Who is Who. Somewhere in Thailand, it has been known that when someone dies in his car, his soul stays in there. The soul hunts the car so no one can steal it and sell it for a cheap price. That's what they believe there. And that's the dialogue that I just ripped off another paranormal channel because I honestly couldn't find anything relating to this video. Even YouTube is confused and cannot find any translation to this shit. So by accident, I found the video featured on another channel. Anyways, why bringing such a topic? Because I'm about to talk about Justin Bieber's new album. Why do you think I would be talking about that? Here is a group of poltergeist fakers. I mean, a group of very angelic, truthful people who only go behind the mystery to show reality. They were informed that there is a car somewhere haunted, and they have to fix the car and sell it. And so they tried. They may not have achieved their mission, but they definitely gave it a good try. So how did they try to fix the car? By using some black magic. Imagine going to a car maintenance workshop and they fix your vehicle by using black magic. I bet you will never dare to ride in it for eternity. But as I said, they didn't succeed. Because while the boy was going full mode, all of a sudden, the car started honking. So they did manage to pull it off. Nope, because it was just a sign for what was coming. A shadow figure passing by the wall. I couldn't read his speed unfortunately, but he was very fast nonetheless.
Tassa ภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะโอมปลุกสารพัดกูจะปลุกพระภูมิเจ้าที่ปลุกทั้งกรุงพาลีกูจะปลุกทั้งนางพระธรณีกูจะปลุกทั้งพระดาบทฤาษีสี่พระองค์เธอจึงให้กูปลุกทั้งฝูงผีทุกป่าช้าสารพัดกูจะปลุก
เฮ้ยอย่าเสียงอะไรเสียงอะไรเสียงรถแต่นี่เสียงดังเดี๋ยวมาจากไหนอ่ะเฮ้ยอะไรวะไหนมาโอ้ยเฮ้ยเมื่อกี้เห็นคนในรถเมื่อกี้ยังเห็นอยู่ไหมแกไอ้นิ้วขับไปดูดิมึงน่ะแวบๆนั่นกูเห็นเลยอ่ะไอ้ยี่ขนลุกเลยอ่ะ
You would be surprised to know that this is not the first video on these guys' channel where this fella appear. Yes, he has been there multiple times. It's been some time since I have seen the Windbender on this channel. And no, I'm not talking about the Avatar, I'm talking about the Explorer. I call him the Windbender because in every investigation that he goes on, the wind has played no role in the activity and he has to mention it. Here he is looking around this abandoned barn, looking for possibly something unusual. And so his prayers were answered. But how? I mean, I pray every day and I feel like my prayers aren't being answered. Well, you have to keep your faith strong, my child. And to answer the first question, we have to know, is the wind capable of shaking something and leaving the other thing still? I know this question is challenging at your single-digit IQ level, but bear with me. If, let's say, the ceiling of this barn is shaking, as if there is some idiot jumping on it, while the doors and the fences are not even flinching, is the wind capable of doing that? Can it be picky? I don't think so. Okay, if we reverse the order, the door is shaking and moving, the fence is falling, while the ceiling is stable. Can the wind do that? Maybe on Friday nights, but not today. So what else did the Windbender do during this trip? He tried to climb up to see if there was someone up there. The man thinks he is as lightweight as Cinderella. He almost made a fool of himself and fell. Did I mention that the pigeons disappeared? During a video cut that he claimed was paranormal. And last but not least, and the most important part, the black magic. Not Drake's rap. I'm talking about the real stuff. He found it, and I'm talking about the investigator, not Drake. He found two skulls. One looks like it belongs to some animal we scientists haven't found out about yet. Sounds like I'm talking about myself here. and another skull that seems like it belonged to a dog who had done a Hollywood smile before his last day.
يا حبيبي ودي كمان بتتحرك قاعدة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. شو هذا؟ الحمامة وين؟ هيها كنها مش موجودة. كيف منلف بهاي؟ أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يا بصير هون إشي مش عادي بالمرة. ترى مستحيل هو وقع الباب، مستحيل. الحمامة وين؟ الحمامة الثانية اللي كانت هون وين راحت؟ الحمامة الأولى كانت هون اختفت، والثانية كمان اختفت. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. شوي طلع صوت من البركس هذا يا جماعة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله بسم الله بسم الله بسم الله. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بتقول بردوا على بعض قاعدين، تطلع صوت من هون بيطلع صوت من هناك. الاشي اللي قاعد بصير هون مش عادي بالمرة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله بسم الله بسم الله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. مش عادي بالمرة اللي بصير هون. كيف وقعت هاي؟ أما كمان صوت هذا الباب يا حبيبي. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. شو اللي بحرك فيه؟ شو؟ بسم الله. بسم الله. إذا متبعينا هاي وجه شو؟ بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله بسم الله بسم الله بسم الله بسم الله. كمان تفاجأت بهاي العظمة. شوفوا كيف كلها دم. طب ليش محطوطه هون؟ لما فوت هيك ما انتبهت لها صراحة. اساسا انتبهت لها. داخل المكان هذيك المرة، بس ما قلت لكم إياها. المكان يعني حم في طريقة مو طبيعية. بس في شغلة كمان بتلفت الانتباه، اللي هي طلع هي كيف تتحرك. طلع دي كمان كيف تتحرك. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله بسم الله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ايش فيه؟ بسم الله بسم الله بسم الله. قل هو الله واحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا احد. قل هو الله واحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا احد. بسم الله. مستحيل من الهواء. الضرب صار مستحيل من الهواء. واي نعم في برا هواء، بس ما اتوقع نهائيا من الهواء. كنت راح اوقع هسه من هون لما طلعت مسكت بهاي. كأنه في حدا فوق يا جماعة، ورب الكعبة. بشوف شو راح أعمل هسه. بدي أربط تليفوني على الخشبة زي هيك وأصور من فوق. بالثواني يا جماعة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله بسم الله. راح يوقع التليفون. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. هذا وجه شو؟ بسم الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. شوف الاسنان كيف بيض.
It's embarrassing how these dogs' teeth are whiter and cleaner than my own face. I brush my teeth twice a day and I barely eat sugar, yet when I look at them in the mirror, all I see is darkness. A group of very cheesy people who are going on a trip to explore a creepy cave. Like any Americans, they have to be sweaty with a nerdy girl and a bunch of jerks who think they can outsmart everyone. So what did they do? They outsmarted everyone for real this time. Now talking about their investigation, which took place inside a cave, and I'm telling you, it was very normal at first. Nothing to be scared of until one of the guys decided to call it a day, and here comes the scream that only pregnant women would make when the baby is about to push forward. And I wanted to believe they found something truly terrifying. But unfortunately, the guy's acting was so superior that I almost felt for him. Be aware, it's more stupid than scary.
We finally made it. Ow! Cave of the Winds?
We're just waiting at the bottom of the wooden stairs.
for you guys.
Alright guys, so we'll do the cave of the winds. So nice reminder, there are no cell phones allowed on this tour. So the way that this cave formed is 500 million years ago. Colorado was covered by the ocean. Now as the creatures in the ocean died, their bones and shells of the bodies of the ocean floor. Over time, this was compressed into something that we know as limestone. This is a limestone cave. Where we are moving forward, the cave makes
Oh, I don't like this. Oh my gosh.
Dude.
So scary.
Brian, don't go so fast. Are you there?
I'm just trying to keep up with you.
We have to go back.
Come on, let's keep going. You're what?
Did you not hear that, Ryan? Where's it coming from? This was not funny. Oh my god, do you see? What is that?
Oh my gosh.
Ryan, we have to go back.
Is this the right way?
I don't know.
Guys, I don't know where we are anymore. Okay, let's keep moving forward.
What's this? Massery Navy. Oh.
Guys, come up here. Guys, I think I found a way out.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. No, it's literally nothing. There's nothing there. It's not in it. There's nothing left. It's gone. It's literally gone.
You can do something.
The funny part about all of this is the fact that the guy had to scream before the girl. Usually it's the opposite. Look, I don't know how to make this one brief, because if you would give me 10 minutes, I wouldn't mind. But I know how much you like to hear me talking, so I will keep it short. Here is a video of some folks trying to break the black sorcery possessed into someone. That's what I think was happening. But just like in Hollywood movies, the black fella gets it first, even though everyone in the room was black. But the man has to get it first. He first got pushed, then he was put on fire. They wanted the man to be medium rare.
What did I just watch?
Pour cette raison, c'est ma biso nene, abandaki avec moi.
Jésus, moi, on appelle la moto. Comment pour là? Mais oui, c'est normal. Jésus. On appelle la moto. On a la moto. Appelez la moto la bilamba.
Abandaki avec
I don't know what happened after this, but the cameraman definitely went to help him. He is not going to let the man on fire for some views on TikTok. A man once decided it's time to yet ruin another hotel's reputation, and you know how it goes from here. He picks the closest hotel, he registers a reservation, packs his stuff and calls it a life. And for some reason most of these incidents have to take place in Japan. So here is our fella Yuri. It's a made-up name, by the way. Yuri is on his way to solve a mystery that no one else has dared to put his hands on. So what did he do? He took a plushie and wrapped it with some strings. I want to say he traumatized it and left it in the bathtub while installing some security cameras in the main room where our suicide diver is said to have taken his own life. And before we get to the apparition part, spoiler alert, the door behind him. It was behind him. Great information, I know. It moved, by the way. Then, when Yuri took a trip outside, he had the time of his life. But it got interrupted by someone in a dark costume lurking at him from the window. They call it a shadow figure.
それではちょっとひどい状態になっちゃったんですけどでこれ名前つけないといけないんで、じゃあ今回も T さんでそれでは一人隠れんぼスタートです。人形もいたんでここから一人隠れんぼ必ず隠れなければいけないって話なんですけど、隠れずにここで一人かくれんぼをやっていきたいと思います。では一人かやっていきたいと思います。では一人かバキッつってね、砂嵐もやらないといけないんで、いや明るくなってるし、雨降ってきちゃってんじゃん。やばいな。でね、ここがでここの家なんですけど、下の階がね多分もう本当に入ってない、シャッターが閉まってて、で上の階が待って、ガチで人いるじゃん。マジでいた。嘘でしょ。ちょっと待って、嘘だ。マジで立ってたよね、ここに。ちょっとやべえ、一気に鳥肌が。マジに立ってる、ここに。
If I'm not mistaken, wasn't that rabbit plushie wrapped in strings? Because on the second camera that was recording him, the plushie had no strings. Look, I know we have come a long way, but we technically have developed a very strong relationship together. That's why I expect you to trust me with what I do on this channel and what I show you. And I also expect you to pay my rent for the next 3 months and pay my bills. Maybe you feel a bit generous and would cover my expenses, but we will talk about that later. This next video is a bit fake. You know, it's a little to the side. It gets more creative than some other videos on this list. It's like a gay person. But there are some exciting moments to be remembered. Like the chair that was sent flying from corner to corner. It was like saying, look guys, we are faking this shit and we are not shy of it. And of course you got your typical Tuesday activities, such as the chairs moving, but these are not special, so they can't fly. The stove gets turned on by itself, like a virgin lady in her 60s who has been acting like she is something special her entire life. Now who wants you? Anyways, I think the stove shot was supposed to be cinematic-like. It was trash nonetheless. The faucet is another cinematic shot that was created awfully. And who sleeps with the camera on his bed like that while it's recording? And what really shocked me was the fact that the ones who made this video were 2 very old sad couples. I guess that's what you call relationship goals.
Despierta, despierta, ya empezó de nuevo. Trae tu celular. Ven, mira, ven, trae tu celular. Ven para que grabes esto. Mira.
On the screen, it says 1997, which at first tricked me. I almost went in tears because I love the 90s. But then I saw the ending that I don't recommend anyone to check. I trimmed it off for your health. Because when I saw it, I realized how stupid I was to believe it was the 90s. Remember what I said about the last video and how you should trust me and pay my expenses and stuff. It's time you sent that check. Here is another couple. I feel like I'm breaking a lot of hearts today talking about couples, but it's okay to stay a virgin. These couple were walking down the forest when something behind the bushes seems to be fingering around. I mean, lingering around. They stopped for a second, then they tried to close on it to see what it was. Just like any American would do in the movies. They always try to put their fingers in every area and investigate. Just leave it alone. Anyway, it backed fire at them because this thing was screaming like a Karen. It was a Karen in attack mode though.
Do you see that? Over there, look, over there. Do you see that?
What the hell?
Wait, because that was it again, right there. Wait.
I don't like this.
You see that? Right there. Look.
Oh my god. That's not an animal. I don't like it.
Okay, fuck it. Go.
I wonder who is this hero who always happened to make it safe into the forest and find these lost footages. He must be rich at this point. I have never seen a more disgusting looking ghost in my life than the one in the next video. It's so browny and thick. It's like the floating stool of someone who just ate from KFC. Regardless of its shape, what was this thing doing there? It was trying to give this poor man, who is, by the way, in a hospital bed, it was trying to give him a rest in peace. And that's it.
Ulang nih itu di back itu back. Iya, sok ulang. Yang aslinya nih. Dia datang di sini. Ya kan? Ini loncat-loncatnya. Loncat-loncatnya. Satu. Ambil coba kunci benda lagi. Allah, sok wajib.
If this man made it alive, I wonder what he thinks of this. I guess it was his grandpa trying to convince him to come with him. And maybe he did convince him in the end. I don't know what happened to the man. From hospital to another, a security guard was bored at his night shift. He was alone and thought to himself, what is the best thing a man can do with his phone at night while no one is looking? He decided to water the plants and build an extra room for emergency cases. Of course, it's time for something paranormal to take place, so he can join the party on TikTok of security guards. The door at the end of the corner shut by itself, or maybe it was a window. It was too dark, I couldn't tell. I don't know what he would still be doing there if this was real and I was there. I may never see this hallway until I retire. We have a flogger who was on a trip to camp by himself in the darkness of these cold forests. How brave. He sat up his stuff, cooked a meal, read a book like any nerdy flogger does these days, and prepared himself to go to sleep. How comfy. But here is my problem with him. I understand it's very cold in there, but how can you have the courage and stupidity altogether to leave the stove open all night so you can have some warm environment? One fart and you will be the best fried chicken the next day. Anyways, that didn't last for long because some disturbing screams came out of nowhere. It was like one of these Instagram girls getting hit hard by a sugar daddy.
I've decided to put my gas portable stove just sitting on the boxes which it goes in because I'm going to spark it up and get a bit of nice warm air to come through. And if it drops in temperature even tonight, just before I go to bed, then for sure I'll turn it on just to heat it up and take the chill out the air. And don't worry, windows are slightly open, carbon monoxide alarm is working, so hopefully, fingers crossed, I should wake up in the morning. I don't think I'm going to be getting much sleep tonight. There are people about 100 meters away, blazing music out. At least some good songs anyway. And some people screaming. Wish me luck, everybody.
I don't know if this was a wild animal or a woman getting it, which in this case, she could also be considered a wild animal. But nonetheless, it was kinda scary, especially that he was in a forest alone. I'm trying to convince you to take the video with a grain of salt, cause I only chose it when I saw other channels featuring it, and I had no better options. And last but not least, and I promise you, it's not the last video of the 15 new ones to this channel. After this one, you will get to see my personal picks of the best ones of the year that were featured on the channel. Bear in mind, and may have to bear in your heart and strength too, cause this last one may feel like a never-ending journey of boredom. You may even feel fatigue after you finish it. It's just a guy thinking that his son's toys are haunted because they are broken. Sorry dude, but I have to break it to you. The guy who sold them to you have tricked you. It's okay though, we all went through something like that before.
What you're hearing is a ghost playing in the baby's seat. Look, it's gone really cold in here as well. Do it again. Come on, do it again.
Even though I'm coward in these situations, but not at daytime. I'm the Batman of daytime. Like, just go closer, it's not gonna explode or something. Just go for it, man. I'm saying that while sitting on my comfy couch, and if my lights flicker, I may move out of the house. And here comes the one thing you are waiting for, the best of the best, the ones that I truly believe deep in my heart and my anus to be the best ones this year. So enjoy the ride and make sure to put your seatbelts on, cause these chairs are slippy and this train is one ride from getting mangled. Our terrorism friend was sitting on his couch alone when he decided to grab his camera out and talk to the animals in the jungle, and by jungle I mean the TikTok platform. So I was able to understand that his house is haunted, not by the language, but rather the events that took place during the video. I mean, what can I say? I'm something of a genius myself. Regardless, he was celebrating Christmas, and I was able to figure that out by the tree. He heard some noise. He went there to see what happened. Turned out that his phone was dropped off the table and broke. I know what you're thinking. I also thought that a single human can't have more than 2 phones at once. Then shit went down in front of him. This ghost was trying to make a point to show who's the real man of the house, and by moving a couple of chairs and closing the doors, Terezin left the jungle for good. And not once but twice.
May narinig na naman ako. Oh, bukas ng pintong to. Sarado to kanina. Ano yun? Baliktad ko lang yung camera. Para... Sino kaya yun?
A group of investigators from Brazil have been called out by a woman who claims to be suffering from a poltergeist activity in her property. Her brother passed away in one of the rooms of the house, and not so long after, her mother also passed away. They were supposed to get rid of the haunting, but instead they almost got haunted. Even their cameraman crumbled and was calling for his mom. And I thought the cameraman was invisible and untouchable. Turned out he also has emotions and can be affected by the activity. They first had to make sure that this woman isn't hallucinating, and just moments after, they were answered, a plate possibly crossing a 100 miles an hour dive to the floor. Then the lady was about to show them the bathroom for family-friendly reasons, and I assume her brother lost his life there. The curtain welcomed them unlike anything I seen. It almost hugged them. When the mirror saw the man's face, it couldn't stay in one piece. This house is mean. And the last part, when they finally decided to be useful, what did they do? They put one of their friends on a table, just like a turkey surrounded by candles, asking for a communication with the spirit, but they received a different type of communication.
Você falou que seu irmão morreu aqui nessa casa, né? Tiraram a vida dele dentro de um banheiro. Tem como me mostrar onde foi esse banheiro?
Foi no banheiro ali.
Esse aqui, né?
Aí já começou! Você é contra, minha mãe morreu! Como você vai me deixar em paz? Se acalma, se acalma.
Meu Deus, cara. Calma, calma. Respira fundo. Respira fundo, respira fundo. Calma. Calma, calma. Calma, calma. Pera. Calma, fica calma.
Respira, entendeu? Olha pra mim, ó.
Foi isso, Vitor?
O espelho quebrou sozinho. Meu Deus.
Registrou isso, câmera. Tô arrepiado, cara.
Vai, filma aí.
Tu viu isso? Olha isso aí também, pô.
É isso, gente. Meu Deus. Olha, olha pra mim. Calma, calma, respira. Pensa em coisas boas. Pensa em Deus, tá?
Tu viu o desespero, né, na minha, quando ela ficou? Chorando.
Chorando, ela teve que sair, ela saiu às pressas daqui.
Bem melhor, pessoal, ela sai.
Tá aí, gente, ó. Aí é pra vocês verem, né, ó. Direto, acontece. Pega ajuda aqui, não. Pega, calma, 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 respira.
Segura a fumadora.
Respira. Segura aqui a fumadora, segura.
Pera aí, deixa eu ajudar.
Porque na mente dele, ele acha que a gente tá provocando, né? Ele tá expulsando a gente. Entendeu? É até uma oportunidade, né? De baixar a vibração e tentar a comunicação, né? Pelo menos uma comunicação mais amigável, né?
No braço do Paulo, na perna dele, no pescoço do Paulo, né? Vai, Paulo. Fica à vontade. Se concentra. Tenta pegar no pescoço do Paulo. Meu Deus do céu. Olha, olha, ó. Meu Deus.
Piada.
Você não vai assustar a gente, entendeu? Deus é poderoso, Deus é maior que você. Você não é maior que Deus. Você não é maior que Deus. Você não é maior que Deus. Deus é muito maior que você. Você não vai assustar a gente. Você não vai assustar a gente.
Ele tá querendo desafiar, mano. Acho que ele pensa que a gente quer bater de frente com ele, mano.
Tô me tremendo todinho, cara. Olha isso, ó. Filma isso, câmera. Tô me tremendo todinho. Olha isso, susto que eu levei.
Quebrou tudo, mano.
Quebrou tudo, ó. Olha aqui, ó. Mostra aqui, ó. Mostra, vem, mostra. Ó. Quebrou tudo, gente, ó. Ó, quebrou tudo, ó. Tá aqui, ó.
Olha isso, tudo rachado. Rachou tudo.
Ó, quebrou tudo, gente, ó.
É você que tá afrontando a gente?
Ó, pessoal. Quebrou tudo, ó. Olha isso aqui, gente, ó. Quebrou tudo, gente, ó. Ó. Ó, quebrou tudo, ó. Ó, tá aqui, ó. Quebrou tudo, ó. Tô me tremendo todinho, velho. Tá doido, cara.
Tá doido aqui, meu show? Queimei aqui meu braço.
Galera, gente.
Se materializou, mano.
Pelo amor de Deus, o que foi isso, velho?
As velas.
Filma aqui embaixo também, pra ver se tem alguém aqui, algum...
Back in 2007, when I was in school, and you were at some street trying to give me free candy, there was a guy. A very humble, beautiful guy. He was sitting on the floor watching the new trailer for the upcoming Simpsons movie. I almost teared up. But hold on, folks, while he was recording his beautiful experience, the door behind him moved. At first, I said that was the wind, then his clothes fell to the ground. I assumed it was just the gravity, but when I ate some shit and finished the video, I can tell you, in 2007, at the time when he was recording, the wind and the gravity were somewhere in Vegas drunk and having sex, because the trash can and the boxing bag can't move naturally like that.
This summer, between honor and dishonor, between family and enemies, between July and August, a line will be drawn and then colored in yellow. Run! Run! Jump! Jump! Run! Run! I know we've had a rough day, but here we can put all that behind us. On July 27th, a secret will be revealed. Look at that. You can see the 4 states that border Springfield. Ohio, Nevada, Maine, and Kentucky. Oh, yeah. Then 2 higher will realize there's 2 buttons behind this disc. One will supply your town with power, the other releases sound. Just look into your heart. You will find the answer. And the family will fall.
I have talked about grandpas in my channel before, and I know what you have in mind. Isn't this supposed to be a place where you can have sex while watching paranormal shit? And you would be correct. Who said that very old people aren't connected to the world of the paranormal? They would have done some deals with the devil at some point in their lifetime. Which brings me to my next point, which has nothing to do with my first one. A grandmother inherited her old house to her grandson. What a special price for someone who turned out to be such a disappointment. And that's why she gave it to him. Since she knew he was such a disappointment, she gave him the damn property. The moment you open the front door, you will start praying to God. It's literally a haunted house, even if it wasn't. This clown will take you on a short trip before we get to see some activity. And don't attack me because I called him a clown, but that's literally his TikTok nickname. The name is most likely related to the clown which his grandma left for him. She is 100% trying to torture this young man. Juju doesn't seem to cause any problems other than sitting there and making sure no one feels comfortable. But while Billy was sleeping with his socks on, what a weirdo, the door started knocking. So what's the big deal? It could be his neighbor in a hurry to pee because his wife decided to spend the night inside the bathroom. But I'm talking about the bedroom doors knocking.
The house I inherited from my grandmother.
grandmother's old house. She left it for me, and when I got here, I saw a bunch of cool stuff. And one of the best things is right behind here. Oh yeah. I call him Jeffrey. Grandma left him for me, I guess. Real creepy. Kinda cute though. I just heard knocking from the closet.
I was a little afraid of sharing this next video for two main reasons. The first being there is a lot of shots where a kid appears in the video, and if you know YouTube rules with kids videos, you know it's a pain in the ass. And the second would be our main hero James, who will figure out the problem this kid is having. And here we split to multiple reasons. The guy looks to me like a registered sex offender, but his voice says something else. He also wrote a book called Talking to Havana. I mean Talking to Heaven. That can't be a safe guy, especially around kids. So the kid in this story can see ghosts. And I thought that's a normal thing when I was his age. According to the parents and the pictures they showed, it looks like there is some white stuffs floating around their son when he was a baby. Maybe they should have been more careful at bed so the sperm wouldn't go all over the place and stick on these pictures. In the end, we get face reveals for what would likely be the faces of these spirits.
His name is Justin Quinn. Like Carissa and the boy in The Sixth Sense, his baby pictures revealed him to be surrounded by unexplained white lights. But as Justin grew older, these ghostly images took on a more human form.
The first experience that I remember was him saying that he saw a man standing in the doorway of his room.
He was standing there, and then he walked away, then walked through the other way.
Justin also claims to have been visited by a second apparition, that of a young girl.
I didn't say anything. I was just scared and going under my covers and peeking under, and then she's still there. And she's coming closer and closer and closer and closer.
James Van Praagh, world-renowned medium and best-selling author of Talking to Heaven, visits the Quinn's Connecticut home in an attempt to make contact with the ghosts.
Hello, how are you? Good. Nice to meet you. Your way.
As cameras roll, Van Praagh meets Justin for the very first time.
Hi, Justin. How are you? Good. When I first walked into this house, I felt definitely a denseness to it, a denseness of the energy in the house. Can you sit here? I'll sit up here.
Next, Van Praagh begins the delicate process of questioning the shy boy.
Do you see them stand there?
Yeah, I said one little girl and standing in my room.
What did she look like? Was she blonde hair?
Her had scribbly hair.
I've worked with many, many children, and children are very aware. They're very open. They're very sensitive to the spirit world because they're very close to the spirit world. Where's your room?
Justin shows Van Praagh where he first saw images of the man and little girl.
Oh, this is a nice room. Is this where you saw the little girl?
This is when I was...
You were here. And were you sleeping or were you awake?
Awake.
You were awake.
Every single time I'm awake.
Next, they moved to the basement, where Justin also claims to have seen the two apparitions.
Are they in that room there?
They're in the closet hiding.
What do you think she likes to play in here?
The toys.
The toys, exactly. She likes the toys.
And sometimes her plays with the games.
Why would these spirits be haunting this otherwise happy home? During von Prague's investigation, he senses what could be the answer.
I have a feeling that around this area, this location, was a place where there were gallows. And that might sound very, very strange, but a place where there were people that were killed. I picked up there was a man holding their hands. And the man I picked up, it was very interesting because it felt like a father figure to me. And I saw a very long, drawn face.
I'm starting to.
His cheeks are much thinner.
Yeah, I guess.
Von Prague describes the spirits to a police sketch artist.
Much longer thin.
Much longer?
Much thinner.
Much thinner.
And much rounder eyes and dark.
Now, for the first time ever, the rest of the world can see the visions that have been haunting Justin.
Look at her. That's that girl in your bedroom, huh? Is that her? Yeah. Does that look like her?
They say that a woman would always have an uncontrollable feelings for the one who raped her and could go back to him in the end. I know what you're thinking right now. What kind of a stupid crap for an introduction is this? Well, let me link the dots for you. I shared a video from the YouTube channel Signs and Signals not so long ago, where they found a mystery box. Then they got locked up inside the house and were almost raped at the end. It could have been 2-on-1, so in that regard, it wouldn't be logical to go back to such a place. But as I mentioned at the beginning, it's uncontrollable. Big Belly Bob and Small Skinny James, or whatever I called them the last time, they took that damn box and went back. At first, Bob was trying to clean the old salt circle just like Patrick Starr would do. Pretty useless. Then they went on a conversation with the demons of the house, interrogating to know what those demons find attractive about the two of them last time. But the Oscar-winning part was the music playing on its own. Have a nice one.
Alright, so we're going to get rid of this old salt circle, old seal is what they call it, and we'll just replace it with a new one. We got some salt. Alright, we're done. Alright, so David is going to make the new seal. Does that look good enough? I don't know what to say. I'm speechless, dude. This is freaking me out. And this smell like is getting worse. It just smells like apples and shit in here.
Yeah.
It smells like straight up eggs, like somebody just left it up.
I know you farted. Don't even try to play with it.
I swear to God, that ain't me. That's you.
That is not me.
Look how cold, David.
Oh, you just said Dale.
This is where the smell is coming from, right here.
Let me see.
Damn.
Oh my God, dude. That smells so bad. I ain't going in there.
Did it whisper no for a second?
I think it did.
Yo, hey. Stop the box.
Yo, is that?
Stop the box.
Yo.
The f is that?
Dale. What the f, dude?
Where is that coming from? Is that from upstairs or?
I think it's coming from the attic.
How's their music playing? Is what I want to know. How's their music playing?
Is this your way of trying to get back at me for all the times I'm scared
I
you?
wish I was that cool and smart. Dude, yo, this stinks so bad. What is that?
I know you're f***ing with me, dude.
Is that up? That ain't upstairs. That's back there. Listen. Hello? Open the door.
Dude, that shit's on the ground now.
Huh?
It's on the ground.
What the dude? Dude is spinning, man. How did that thing
Dude.
come up there to down there and not like fall into pieces?
Dude, what the man?
I didn't know they even played music. Man, you crazy for going in there.
What am I we can't just run from this. People give us so much for this.
I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, that's pretty cool and all for fun. Yeah, cool, but not cool at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
You gonna say bye or something?
Yeah. We weren't supposed to kind of rock like that anyway.
Dude, damn, that stinks, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well,
I mean, all right, so.
Go ahead and tell it not to follow us.
All right, so I don't give you permission to follow me or attach to me or any of my loved ones. I don't give you permission to follow me or attach to me or any of my loved ones. Permission to follow me or attach to me or any.
Talking about throwing stuffs on the ground and shaking things around. This could just be the title for my next upcoming mixtape. 2 women's in one house with a good quality camera. What would be they doing, you may ask? Recording some paranormal footage, obviously. So put the napkins down, boys. It really starts strongly different, then goes to a completely everyday paranormal video in the second and third act. Just like most Hollywood movies, the 2 of them are sitting, and it just happened that the women started recording right before anything happens for some unknown the fans are stupid reason. The phone rings. Who the hell is that? Your divorced husband is on the call. At least that was what I expected. And as I told you, after a statue drops to the ground and the clip ends, we are back to the CCTV footage. It's the typical, like breakfast. You eat the same thing every day, but you still love it and the human body needs it. A door opening, that same statue dropping again, and maybe some more again. The couch shifting from its place if you're interested.
Beretje, ik hoorde wat. Fik, ik hoorde wat. In de kast. Ik heb het je gezegd. Ik doe de muziek even uit.
Hoor niks.
Godver. Nee, serieus, ik hoorde echt wat.
Wild.
Nee.
Oh joh. Dikke bullshit.
Nee, ik heb het je gezegd. Oh my god.
Wat?
Oh, niet allemaal oppakken. Pas op nou. Serieus, het ding is niet aangesloten.
Hallo?
Oh. Hoor je wat? Ja, serieus, hoor je wat?
Wat is er nou met de uitslag?
Ik weet het niet. Ik zei het je toch, ik heb...
Dude, dit is niet goed.
Ik heb dit vaker.
Liever, je kan hier niet blijven.
Nee, serieus.
Nee, dude, je gaat gewoon bij mij naar huis.
Oh, wat...
Now this one is the real deal. Forget about dust flying in the air and some chair doing some gymnastics flips, or your mama in a praying dress standing in the corner. Here is something that made me personally crack my pants so bad it melted, and it was really hot. Something that put my neighbor in a coma, and he is a sneeze away from a heart attack. Something that will change the way you look at your walls. I know you stare at them for hours. Have you ever heard of the famous story about a house where human faces appear all over the walls and floors? Now there are long in-depth stories about it, but I will do you a favor even your father won't dare to do. There is a house located in a village in Spain named Belmez. Very scary so far. I also thought there were no houses in the villages. But I want to ask you this one question, and you just have to give me an answer. Then I will give you some candy. How familiar are you with number 5? Come on, champ. I know you have some good answers. Basically, there is a strange phenomenon relates to faces appearing on each and every wall, including the floor. A very old lady who was literally on the verge of her life, she actually died. The crazy part about this whole story aren't the faces, nor the fact that the lady's name is Maria Gomez, which sounds related to Selena Gomez. But the real crazy part is Maria's death wish. You might think that she wishes for the reunion of Selena and Justin Bieber, since, as I just mentioned, they seem kinda related. But that wasn't it. She actually wanted these faces to follow her to the afterlife so she could prove to people that this was in fact an actual paranormal phenomenon. So that was the way to get followers before social media.
We were listening to her comments from another vault. And of course, as a psychologist, you have very mixed thoughts about that. There is somebody who's clearly in some level of distress. She wasn't quite certain about what was happening, whether it was her imagination or whether it really was a ghost.
Okay, I can definitely hear somebody here. And I'm not enjoying it. I'm really not enjoying it. The sound of somebody breathing. And I was scared and I was worried, thinking, is it going to come towards me? Is it coming over here? If it knows that I'm here, does it want to get closer to me?
So what we're looking at here, in my opinion, is an absolutely fascinating area of psychology, that our imagination plays tricks on us. And under some circumstances, those tricks can really be quite extreme.
In 1971, the remote Spanish village of Belmez became home to a truly extraordinary phenomenon. It's a mystery that followed Maria Gomez for over 3 decades.
I was cooking one day when I saw the face on the floor. But I didn't give it any attention. I had a fever then, and thought that must have been the reason why I saw this strange face. I didn't take it seriously at all.
But it wasn't Maria's fever. A few days later, the face returned.
Wherever you stood, the face watched you. It almost seemed like it was moving its eyes.
Alerted by the press, visitors and scientists swarmed in from around the globe. Investigations discovered that Maria's house was built on a graveyard, and directly beneath the image of the face, human remains were discovered. The floor was replaced, and even more faces appeared. Nobody could find an explanation.
Even the scientific researchers were here from Madrid. For 10 days they searched here with their tools and equipment and tried to find something. Before they left, I asked them if they could tell me what they had discovered. They told me, "No one can discover the truth here. We will die and never find out what it is." I don't know what this thing is. It's truly something amazing.
The faces were varied, some faint, some clear. And some looking very familiar. What or who was producing them? Neighbours mentioned a young man living in the village who was a skilled artist, but no connection was ever discovered. Pedro Sogrob is a parapsychologist investigating the case. At the time of his research, he was convinced of the link between the woman and the phenomena.
We know that the faces can't appear without Maria, and we know that once Maria leaves the house, the faces fade. We also know that when Maria's psychological state is weak, if she's feeling down or tired, then the faces lose intensity.
Just like photographs, the faces go through a slow developing process. Yet no traces of chemicals or dyes had been found.
Only God knows why the faces appeared to me. Because how many other houses have the same concrete as mine, yet this hasn't happened anywhere else? Only here, in this house.
Maria Gomez died in February 2004, aged 85. Her belief in her faces never wavered. Just before her death, she said,
I would like them to come with me. After all, they have given me so much company throughout my life. So I would like them to keep me company in the next world. So people can see that it wasn't fraud, that what happened here is real.
With her death, the faces were expected to disappear. They did something far stranger. They resurfaced in a nearby house where Maria was born. A final twist to her own ghost story.
Jeffrey and Patrick, or whatever Jeffrey's actual name is, they will be the hosts of the third one. Patrick is our main cameraman here. He is the one holding the camera from which we are watching the video from its perspective. What I meant to say is that we are watching the damn video from his camera perspective. But Patrick has some problems. Almost any time Jeffrey hears or sees something, Patrick doesn't seem to notice it at all. And when he finally does, his reaction is so weird he makes a weirdo look normal. Like for example, both of them heard a loud knock coming from upstairs. Jeffrey gave the typical American reaction, swears, and moves a bit. Patrick, for some reason, ran right through Jeffrey's body. I don't know what he was thinking. Was he trying to hide inside his body? Did he think he was a ghost all of the sudden? I will leave that to the Doras in my comments. The only time he acted normal was when they were upstairs and some objects dived straight to the floor. They also captured a shadow figure. Enjoy.
Did you hear that?
No.
Are you upstairs? You didn't hear that?
No.
It was like loud as hell, and that's a room directly above me. It just went. Who's in here? I don't know what it is about that staircase, but it just doesn't feel good. What was that?
What?
I don't think that was a shadow, but it was on the other side of that window. Right as I was walking back into the house, I just happened to glance down at the camera's LED screen. I thought I saw some kind of black shadow behind that window, but I didn't even realize until I reviewed the footage that I'd captured probably one of the best shadow figures I've ever seen. And here's where it gets even more compelling. This is the shot from the camera that was sitting inside of that room. I'm gonna sync up the audio from this camera to our cameras and show you that there's no explainable reason that something should have been behind that door. I don't know what it is about that staircase, but it just doesn't feel good. What was that?
What?
I don't think that was a shadow. It was on the other side of that window. What the f? Was right there. Who's in here?
Dude, look at the screen.
Yeah. What the f? I literally saw a shadow come from around that door, like on the back side of that couch. It went through this crack, and then I lost it right here, and then something behind that door moved. You heard that, didn't you?
I heard it. I didn't see anything.
Can you come down the stairs, please?
Whoa, whoa.
Dude.
What? What?
Holy
what?
Something just like punched like hard my elbow. Can you see anything in that?
Not really.
Are you messing with that equipment? Let us know if you're messing with that.
Lights on.
I'm gonna say yes. Dude, what the f is going on with this thing?
I don't know.
At the same time.
Did you used to live here? Whoa! Dude!
Was that you?
No.
What the f? It'll let us know that you're there. Can you come just a little bit closer? Ooh.
Ooh, yeah.
Did you see that?
Hope you enjoyed this ride of 25 different videos. You must be exhausted at this point, if you even made it this far. But 2022 definitely haven't been a good year for spicy horror. And before you go, make sure to subscribe and watch the next suggested video that appears on your screen. I know you just watched a very long one, but this is not a request. It is a command. You work for me here. I'm just joking.